Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Excited to be here with you today. This morning I had a group of amazing men that I meet with every Friday morning as part of an executive level mastermind group, and it's been such a blessing to me. And I've had a group of ladies go through the same thing, and we spend a year going through a book called No Limits, Blow the Cap Off Your Capacity. And we spent a year going through it last year, and we did something else at the first part of this year, and then we reflected on it again for the last 8 weeks or so to just review our nuggets. And it was just so deep, and I just wanted to share with you out there about that group and what we did. And one of the things that really stood out to me was this area of choices. Okay, so basically, to grow your capacity, there's an equation that we put together. Your awareness, you've got to grow your awareness. You've got to grow your ability. And then you've got to grow in the area of choices. And the area of choices are these. Every single one of these things that I'm about to say is a choice that you and I get to make. The choices are responsibility. We get to make a choice if we're going to take responsibility or not. Character. We get to make choices of how we live out our character. Abundance, discipline, intentionality, attitude, risk, spiritual capacity, growth capacity, and partnership capacity. Every one of those are areas of choice for us, which means we get to make a choice on what we do in those areas in order to grow our capacity. And this morning, as I was reflecting over those chapters with these men, it was just so deep. And one of the ones that really stuck out to me was the area of character. And I wanted to share with you a couple of quotes out of the chapter that we were studying, some things we were chewing on this morning. And one of them was by Truett Cathy, when they were encouraging Chick-fil-A to grow. He responded and he says, if we get better versus bigger, they'll demand that we get bigger. He was focusing on the inside, not the outside. Same thing for you and I. If we get bigger on the inside, right, better on the inside, then we'll get bigger on the outside. So focus on growing your character more. And character truly is power. And, I don't know if you grew up with just amazing character. I don't think many of us do. It doesn't take long until we want to steal something out of the cookie jar, right? Until we want to take something and say it's mine. And it takes good influence in your life to grow your character. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of people pushing character on me. And so I've had to work in this area of choice. Now, I'll tell you just a story. We bought a house, and it backed right up to the football field. So Friday Night Lights, and basically my back gate opened up to the football field. So I could walk right in. I have a family of 7. So, I was like, hey, this comes with the territory. So I can just walk into the football game and not think twice about it, right? But what does that say about my character? And I had a mentor who looked at me and said, Bron, how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if I'm slipping in a little area that I think is not a big deal, it affects the bigger areas. If I'm going to cut corners in one area, I'll cut corners in another area. Another way he said it was, you can't kink one end of the hose, as far as a water hose, without it affecting the other end. It affects the whole hose. And so as I thought about that and what I was representing in the community and leadership and character, it was like, hey, I need to walk around and go to the front gate and pay for the tickets just like everybody else does. And what am I showing my kids too? And this morning, I won't say who, there was somebody else that talked about how we can go in a restaurant and get all water cups and our kids are begging for something to drink and they get a little Sprite. And our wife like, hey, that's our character, right? Our wives help keep us in check too. So this area of character, you've got to grow it so you're bigger on the inside than on the outside. And as you grow that, your influence and your power goes up over yourself because you've made good choices. So we want to align in these areas of choices. We want to align our character. And the best way to do that is determine to have good values, figure out what those values are, and then align your thinking, your feelings, and then your actions. And that's hard to do because a lot of times our feelings will take over, right? And so this area of character, you want to align your values. First, choose good values. Make sure your thinking backs up those values. That way your feelings follow those values and then your actions and your behavior. So again, I want everybody to live a life of no limits, to blow the caps off their capacity. In these areas of choices, man, we've just got to make better choices so that we can grow into our capacity. And that was one of the areas that I needed to grow in, and I work hard on is growing my character. And I know I've still got a lot of room to grow. Maybe you do too. I would assume if you're still living, you've got some room to grow. And so I hope you just make good choices in these areas that I've pointed out today so that you can live a life of no limits. I haven't done a virtual group around this No Limits, but I'm thinking about launching one. So if you would want to be a part of a group like that, when you watch this, just shoot me a message or something, because I want to serve those who want to grow. And man, when I've had these executive level mastermind groups, with these, whether it was an all ladies group I facilitated of executive directors and CEOs or of all men, it's just been phenomenal. So anyways, thanks for watching with me today. Remember to have an attitude of gratitude, and here's to living a strong life, a brawny life. We'll talk to you soon.